Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to create a GitHub repo for our gateway service and then push the code we already have to the gateway service. Right now, we are not going to add any unit tests because we don't have the controllers for the unit test yet, but later we are going to add a simple unit test, okay, so that we can use it in the pipeline to just show a stage. Okay, but in your normal production application, it is usually important that you add unit test, at least one form of test. If not end-to-end test or integration test, at least have unit test. Okay, it will help you a lot to catch some bugs, okay, in your code. Okay, at this point, let me just stop this and then I'll run git init. So I'll initialize this for GitHub, and yeah, we already copied from the notification service. Okay, as we go to other sections, these parts, docker ignore, editor config, ESLint, prettier, npm, we'll just copy and paste. Okay, we will not need to start typing them out again. We'll just copy and paste. Now let's go to GitHub so that we create a new GitHub. So we create a new service or a new repo. So I'll call this Jobber Gateway and I'll make it private. Okay, so I'll make it private and then create. Okay, so now let's just follow these commands. So right here, I'll run git add. Now, if you want to add only specific file, let's say, for example, you want to add only specific one file to the git staging, you say git add and then the name of the file, for example, npm rc. Okay, but if you want to add all the files at the same time, you just use dots. Okay, so it will add and then git commit -m. I'll say first commit. Okay, and the next thing, if we can run this command right here and then add the git remote. Okay, and then we push. Also, one thing I have not mentioned, if you notice, we are using the main branch. Okay, the reason for this is once we get to our infrastructure parts, we're considering costs. We don't want to have separate environment. I don't want to have a staging environment, a testing environment, and then a production environment, because it's going to be very costly. So everything we are going to do, we are going to use only one environment. The reason for it is simply because of cost. Okay, once we get to the infrastructure parts, deploying, creating AWS infrastructures, deploying on Kubernetes, it wouldn't make sense because this is just for development purposes. I don't want a situation whereby you set up different environments and then you incur a lot of costs. Okay, so we are only going to have one environment. That is why I'm working. You can see here I'm using only the main. Okay, so maybe if you want to, at the end of the course, you want to try it yourself, to try with separate environments, you can do that. Okay, but for me, I'm only going to use one environment because I don't want anyone, including myself, to incur any kind of cost, because we are creating EKS cluster for our staging environment, we are creating EKS cluster for our dev environment, and then we are creating EKS cluster for our production environment. Those are not free. Okay, so just wanted to point that out.